Eva, you're good?
Yes.
Motion? Okay. Motion, and then thank you, Peter, for a second.
Can you speak up, please, so I can hear your name?
Okay,
Thank you.
of course, thank you.
So, I think before we really get into the meeting, we're gonna address, this, purported recall that got turned in. I'm getting ready to say it right now, just hold off a second on the questions. My name is Patrick Willis, I'm counsel for Southwest Property Management. And I'm here tonight in part to address the recall, and I'm gonna be available for the meeting in case any other questions come up. So, my understanding is there was a series of recall ballots that were recently turned in. The recall ballots are not valid because the statute says you can't have a recall either 60 days before or after an election. So obviously we're within that time period. So the recall is gonna be rejected. Were they turned in via certified mail?
No,
No.
they were emailed
Okay.
and
That arrives
just
tomorrow.
dropped off.
Tomorrow, okay.
Tomorrow that'll arrive.
So probably what we'll do,
But at the end of the day, this recall was
Yeah,
handled
probably what
before
we'll
that,
do-
and you guys never notified us about
Yeah,
an
no,
election
let
60
me-
days beforehand.
let me finish.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's the biggest issue. You guys
Where
never
was the
notified
election?
anybody
Yeah,
about
yeah,
any
hold
sort
on,
of
hold on,
election, any
hold
sort
on,
of
hold
meeting.
on,
And you were supposed to by law.
hold on.
Okay.
You're a lawyer.
Uh, So if and when they're actually served via certified mail, there will be a meeting in which they'll then be rejected. Because again,
I will speak with DDPR, and
720
we will handle that with Lake County Court as well. There isn't, the
yeah,
majority has
you
already
must
made a
be Mr.
decision.
Morales,
Of
right?
course I am. You know
Yeah.
who I am very well, Patrick. Okay?
I don't know that I've ever met you in person. I know that you filed a bar grievance against my law
Yeah,
firm.
yeah, no.
Which
Because of
was
what you're doing is
dismissed.
illegal and is actually,
Along
you're
with
harming
your,
my community.
along with your
You're harming my
lawsuit.
community.
Yeah.
So what
So
you're doing
I
is
do know,
illegal.
I do know who you are. I don't think we've ever met in person. I'm
Again,
trying to
you're
do-
still doing this, there's
what
no
you look
quorum
like.
here, so you actually do not have an actual meeting to do anything or proceed after this too.
Yeah, that's not correct.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's, I'm
State
sorry,
law
that's
states
not correct.
You gotta have 30% of the
Can
home.
we have
That's
order?
17 homes.
Excuse me, sir. Can we have order?
Well,
I
go
haven't,
ahead.
I haven't opened the floor to questions, okay? Just relax. Just hold on. Okay, I'm explaining what's gonna happen here. 720-303 says you cannot have a recall within 60 days of an election,
What election? You guys never notified anybody about it.
before or after. Therefore, it's not valid, okay?
What election?
That's the end of the analysis,
Okay, what
Period.
election though?
okay?
Can you
you
just
can
answer his
file-
question, please, and just
Sure.
what election, because I have no idea what you're
Nobody
talking
does.
about. And, I think it's unfair that you're making such a statement and nobody has been aware of any of this. So if you can answer his question, please, so we know what you're talking about and what
Sure.
he's talking about.
Their election is scheduled for when?
Today at 6:30, a mailer went out.
Yeah, okay.
And why were we not notified of that?
Nope,
Why we got it on 1 week before the prior?
I never got anything either. You guys selective notification
If
too.
you say 60 days, where's your 60 days?
60
Yeah.
days.
You're 60
I'm
days
being
by Florida law.
told that notice went out today for it. It's a 14-day notice, so in 14 days, right?
No, sorry, let me correct myself. Today is the election, today is the
Ah.
annual meeting at 6:30.
Mhm.
The mailer already went out, we
Which
have
it
a
didn't.
list
I
of
never
who it
got
went
it.
out to. That's irrelevant, we don't
It is
control
relevant.
USPS mail.
I got it.
Someone just said that they did receive it.
I never
so-
received
Yeah,
anything.
they
I got
in the mail.
my
I got
proxy
someone
note
else
and
here with
everything.
A copy of
I
it.
got it
Thank
then.
you.
whole package.
Thank you.
All right, well, selective notification,
Can I
I never
ask
got
you a
anything.
question before you-
Selective
You,
notification is
sir,
what
you made a
you
lot
did
of,
too,
you made a
Brian.
lot of allegations, frankly, in the lawsuit that you filed, none of which ended up being true. So you have a history of, you made a lot of allegations, the Florida bar, that nobody agreed with
Well,
against my firm.
you guys
So
actually
you have a
manipulated
long,
that,
you have
and you guys
a
very
long
well know
history of saying a bunch of things that
I
aren't
have all
correct,
the evidence.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I have the
you
evidence.
ended
Lawyer
up dropping
for
your
you?
lawsuit,
Yeah,
right?
because
You know
there
what,
was
can you
no
just
merit
move
to it.
on about, instead of the accusations, let's just move on to the important things,
Well,
okay?
He's sitting back
Okay,
there.
but
You're
you're a
still
professional
going.
too.
Well,
That's
like
enough,
adult
it's
though.
enough.
you know that it has
Just
to be
move
that.
on.
I know.
All right, fair enough. So we're gonna have an election tonight, and you get to vote in the election if we have a quorum. I
You
know
don't
if
have a quorum.
No, we won't.
We never have a quorum. That's my question.
We have never had a
If
quorum
we,
in the
if we
21
do not
years.
have a quorum, how can any business be done? Any kind of
It
business.
can't without a quorum.
That means elections and everything else.
That
Am I
is
correct?
true, yeah.
But yet we elect people every year onto the board without authority.
Not without authority,
How can they
There-
get on the, wait a
I'm
second,
getting
let
ready-
me answer my question.
sure, I'm getting ready to.
If there's no quorum, there's no business. Am I correct or not? You can't conduct business
Florida,
if the
Florida law,
people,
yeah.
so now it's Florida law saying that.
Well, that is how things work, yes.
Yeah, I
This is
understand
all
Florida
pursuant to
law.
Florida law.
That,
Do you want me to respond to your question or not?
yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh.
Florida law says if you don't have an election, your prior board holds over until the next election. That's how that works. There's
They
arbitration.
put new members on last year.
She's a
That
new
I couldn't
member.
speak to.
She's a new member.
Nobody-
Yeah, you told me that you've only been on the board for a year.
No, I didn't.
I have your message, but that's okay.
Yeah, you could bring it up, and if I did, I misspoke. What have I been, 3 years since I moved in? I moved in 2020.
And as soon as you moved in, you got right on the
year
board?
after, yeah, because I wanna be involved, that's right.
Defensive.
The year right after, yeah.
So what's
Okay.
the quorum for
And you
that?
know what, I'm Ruth Graff, I live in the neighborhood with you guys, and there were allegations made against us as board that were patently untrue. I have never stolen anything in my life, nor do I have
You are the
access
target.
to the bank
You're
account.
not the target.
Who are you?
Well,
You're
you
not the one.
maligned my name.
Who are you?
He
I'm
accused,
Ruth Graff.
he accused
Ruth
my,
Graff.
You're one
he
of the
accused my
I'm
law
on the
firm
board.
of fraud.
Oh my
actually,
gosh,
and
this
that's-
is not about you. This is not about you.
Can I
True.
just?
Coming out of homeowners for no
Excuse
reason.
me, can I say
Oh, you're
something?
doing.
After I paid the
I
fine,
would
you
like
still
all
coming
of
out.
you
Notify people.
right
What are you
now
talking about?
to
I got the
identify
paperwork
who
right
you
here.
are and what your
What are you
position
talking
is.
about?
Okay,
Because all I'm hearing is a
That wasn't
bunch of
from my
blah,
I
blah,
got
blah,
you right here, buddy.
And-
You still coming out. You
I'm
got
Ruth
me.
Graff.
And I emailed
And
you
your
all the
position
information,
is
you
what?
still coming out.
One meeting, please. Let's have one meeting, please.
My name is Ruth Graff, I'm on the board, I've been on the board since 2022.
What is your
When I
position
moved
on the
in,
board?
I don't have a position, I'm not, I am just a board member. So we have Pete, you can introduce yourself.
He's been there for 20 years.
Since 2002.
Mhm.
Well, not this,
So
not
without a
this.
quorum, you've been in that position.
We
ever
used to
since.
have quorums, yeah.
Huh?
People stopped coming. In the last probably 10 years, not one person has stepped in this building.
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, maybe one or two, but we
Oh.
never
Why
had this
did you
many
say
people.
Once
Have we
every
had this
time.
many people?
Never.
Nobody ever participates, and then when shit goes wrong, they wanna blame us.
Because you're finding people for dumb shit.
I'm not
Without
doing
any sort of
anything.
member approval either.
Even after they pay
Anything
you.
that's
Here's the
supposed to be a
thing,
fine, you're
those,
supposed to have a
this
member
is how it
approval.
works, can we explain how this works to people?
Yeah.
Please,
I
people
know.
just truly don't understand. It's like you get a credit card statement in the mail and you get this freaking late fee on there and you're like, where did this come from?
It's
To me,
already
it
paid
feels,
for.
can I finish? To me, it feels like the same thing. Everybody getting, late fees and notices when they don't understand
One thing
it.
is getting
So
a
I
fee,
would like,
another is getting a foreclosed on your house all of a
right,
sudden.
so that's what I'm
ridiculous.
saying.
That's ridiculous.
So-
Can you be a gentleman, please, and let her talk?
Go.
So,
Sorry.
so what I'm trying to say is, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. It bothers me too, and I've asked these guys, and everyone has agreed, that we need to let everybody know, if you don't pay, this is what's going to happen. This is the rules that we follow. We just follow the laws or the rules that were put in place when the neighborhood was built 20-something years ago. And if everybody doesn't like a rule, if the rule is no refrigerators on your porch, and 80% of the people want a refrigerator on your porch, then come to the meeting and vote to put a refrigerator on your porch. That's fine with me. I don't care. My point is, we just follow the rules that have been in place. If there's a problem, then there needs to be, all right, for instance, say you have an issue, you lost your job, and We know that when it comes to money and you have to pay your bills, what's the last thing you're gonna pay? If it's me, it's the HOA. I've gotta put food on my table, I've gotta keep my lights on, correct? But no one comes to us and says, I'm having a problem, I'm having a difficulty. No one goes to Stacy and says this, and then she comes to the board and says, look, these people are having problems. Can we work with them? And to my understanding, that's been done in the past. These things need to be said, because people will get a notification, they won't pay it, then they'll get fines if they don't pay it, and then the next thing you know, they've got liens on their house, and nobody, myself included, wants that.
But if you pay it and you send them information and they still come after you, how would you feel?
I'm saying,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
even-
like
That's not the
them.
question
There's
though.
not even a
No,
lien
that's
on him and they're going after him legally.
I don't even have a lien on me, and this
You guys are
gentleman
going
right
after him
there, I
legally.
got his
Well,
paperwork
that's
right
Neil.
here,
It's not Neil
two
Stevens,
of
that's
them.
Patrick Wilson.
No, and I
They're
understand,
telling me
sir.
that he's still coming after me. I've already paid it, and I spoke to the lady over here and sent her an email stating that the payment was paid.
Then we
And
have a
she's still
problem.
coming after
If
me.
that's
You have a
right.
serious
So how do you think I
problem.
would feel then?
Right, but
If
that's
now
why
it's
I'm
You guys
been-
literally
saying-
sent me to foreclosure for not even $100. You added a bunch of legal fees on top of it, like
Everyone-
seriously.
So, I don't really wanna interject myself in this, but all these adults screaming and carrying on, what is the point of this meeting, just so I know that I can keep it on?
There's no quorum, so they can't do anything.
So the point of this meeting right now that we call to order is to approve the 2026 budget.
Okay.
That's gonna get adjourned, then we're gonna establish whether or not there's a quorum to call the annual meeting to order,
Okay,
or to continue with the annual meeting.
okay,
Once that's done, that is it.
okay,
We
so
are then leaving to go home.
all of the arguing and everything, I'm just gonna stop it and let you guys do your business that you're here for, and then if you want to address it, I live in an HOA too, I just had a similar meeting like this, so we're gonna just do the HOA business, you guys everyone can argue back and forth, there's obviously a lot of tension in this room, which is why I assume Pineloch Police is here for you guys, so who's the president, who's in charge of everything?
Well, I'm the president, but we work as a group.
Okay, so let's just stick to the agenda, and then do you open it up for questions?
I think toward the end, but
Okay,
Stacy will
so
be leading.
let's do the agenda, and then you can open it up for questions, if that's okay with you, but you guys are gonna argue all night, and I'm just gonna stop it now, so you can get on with your meeting.
I mean, I don't think there's anything more to say about Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have certified quorum, this is for the budget meeting, so this will be for board members, and we do have all 3 board members present today for the meeting. Proof of notice of meeting, can I confirm that was sent out and received? Yes. All right, Eva first, thank you, Peter, for a second. And then you'll see in there, we have the approval of the previous meeting minutes. This is from the annual meeting that was held in October of 2024.
Let's save those for the annual, cause if there's no quorum, then those will just stay.
Okay.
Those.
All right,
So if there's no board meeting minutes, then
understand? Okay, next we do have the review and approve the proposed budget for 2026.
She's a lawyer too.
No, she's not. She's a property
We'll
manager.
approve the budget.
Her.
the board does.
The board will
Yes.
approve.
I don't think she is.
She's actually against
But
Florida
the
law.
budget's available.
Dude, please, man, I get it, but let them do their thing, there's no quorum, you can't say anything, so just leave it be.
Well, that's the problem.
No, but you're sitting there making comments every 2 seconds, it's not necessary,
Okay.
please.
So the landscaping contract is actually going down,
Correct.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
cause I know there was, something
got-
about the
yes,
electric,
correct,
yeah,
yes.
about the landscaping contract being,
Correct, the contract with them has gotten adjusted, so that's why you see that one.
Okay.
Lower down,
yeah.
I know you circled the electric, that one went up just because that's most of Lake County right now, utilities are
Signal,
on the,
right?
correct. Most of them are increasing, so that's what the,
And those are for the big pole lights without and spotlights in the
Inside,
Yeah,
correct.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing like, I guess no savings.
certification, $400.
That's what they charge.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous.
But it was $50 last year.
Well, that's,
We just budgeted.
That was
that's
our
all
budget.
that was budgeted last year, but it's,
It's $400.
mhm.
That's a good one, good living if you get it.
Mhm. Any questions, adjustments?
Looks good to me.
Did you, on holiday decorations, didn't you wanna address that?
Yeah,
Someone
we
had
wanted
asked,
to increase it. I had asked if it could be increased.
yeah.
That's right, we're supposed to have some kind of holiday committee talk about it, weren't we, from the last meeting?
Yeah,
It was unofficial, so it wasn't really anything.
it wasn't official. But I thought we had talked about increasing the holiday decorations.
What will we increase it to?
I think it was dependent on what the committee found, if they wanted to do it for the front, because people don't always like what Barbara and I do. So I think they were thinking of something more professional, but I didn't hear anything about it, and I don't know, so.
So it,
I mean, if you were looking the route of professional estimates, I mean, I've received several and they very, very expensive, range, I would say, $1,000 to up to like $3,000 to have a
No, I don't
professional
think that's
come
what
out. So
everybody wants it.
they're very expensive to go that route.
I'd be willing to help, by the way.
What's that?
I'd be willing to help, whether it's manual labor or
Okay.
small financially, like, let us know.
I think Barbara posted on Facebook when we gathered to go out there and kind of put out the lights and stuff like that, so just look out for that, I guess.
I know the efforts are just, we would wanna, we see the other neighborhoods and like the decorations they have, and it's like, we wanna,
We've tried,
Wanna
through
up
the
it.
years,
I know, I
we've
know.
tried, we keep buying a little bit at a time every year.
that's all I'm.
We need to
yeah,
buy
so-
wreaths for the centerpieces, I think that's what I have on my
Yeah,
calendar.
those are.
Just so everybody's aware, we have $100 a year in the budget for, that's it, for the front. So that's what I'm saying, we wanna make it nicer, we have to.
Yeah, I don't know if I have an answer to that, whether we wanna increase it at this point, given that the proposed payment.
so what do we have? We have lights already.
We still have everything, it's just,
Yeah, they're in
we'll
my-
only spend 100 this year, and then if we want,
So in my garage.
100 make it look nicer. You spend another 100, would that make it look nicer?
Every year I've been spending
Yeah,
about
that's what we've been
100 or
doing.
more. That's what I spent more.
You know what I'm saying? Where is it?
Oh, we could boost it up $100.
yeah.
We gotta find somewhere to take the $100 away from.
Okay, so
Probably sign maintenance, just leave this out already, we should still be good. I haven't inspected the signs yet, but
Yeah, we
we did it, what, 3 years ago?
They're pretty easy.
Yeah, he did a good job. He was doing it real good.
So if we can change the sign maintenance to 150.
150 and then adjust the holiday decorations up to 200?
Sure.
Okay.
That way we don't have to do anything with the payments. Of course, the insurance keeps going up.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, it's only $100.
Oh, it's only $100.
Yeah,
Could be a lot
they're,
worse.
it's anywhere from 5 to 15% you usually see on those.
Unless the circumstances from this year make it go up a lot more.
That is gonna happen for sure,
Let's see. Just wait and see.
kinda have to.
And just take the hit when you take the
So
hit.
it's gonna be a hit.
I hope not, let's be optimistic.
Alright, anybody else see anything else?
No, I think it is what it is.
Okay.
I vote to approve.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
You see this?
I think I might have one thing, I'm not sure.
So this will all be posted on the website, what, tomorrow or next day?
Correct, yes, since it's approved, yes, once everything gets in, we'll have it uploaded, and I'll make the 2 quick adjustments on there, and then we'll have it approved.
So we don't get paper handouts?
I think we do, I was just gonna ask, remind me, don't they also get mailed out to everybody?
We can mail them.
They do get mailed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
They get mailed out with a statement or coupon, whatever you guys
What?
get every year.
The budget? They have to.
Alright, and then since we approved the budget, was there any additional, other unfinished business, anything additional? you're looking to discuss? As relates to this, correct? Okay. All right,
Is it
and can I get
increasing?
a motion to adjourn the budget meeting? Motion? I have 6:30 PM.
So did it increase?
Yeah.
It just increased?
Perfect, so we will,
How much, was there an increase?
There is.
There is, and how much is the increase?
It's going up to 132, unfortunately. And that's mainly because of the electric, the light poles throughout our neighborhood, we have to pay for those, and those went
Right.
up. Seco raised their rates, so that's really the biggest increase that I'm seeing on here is for that.
And what was the $50 to the $400 backflow?
I know, right? Not the
I thought
Christmas.
that where they replaced
I'm sorry.
the people over there.
The back.
So Ruth mentioned something about a backflow was $50 last year and then 400,
No,
what is that?
it was budgeted as 50. I just
Oh.
noticed a jump in the budget, but they're saying that every time they come to check, they come what?
Once a year.
Once
It's
a year to
annual.
check
Mhm.
the backflow, it's $400.
Because it's commercial.
And that was like shopped around and everything?
No, it's electric, it's for the water company, right?
Oh, that's
Water
just
company?
like,
Correct.
we don't have a choice in who does that?
There's a couple of companies in the state that do it, and it's the same one you got in your yard too, you have to get that done every year too. And I'm not sure what they charge for the one.
95.
$95.
They got ours.
Yeah,
No,
I
we
think
got
it was.
Well, we found the cheapest one at 95. There were others that were quoting 225, but I shopped around.
For the annual?
For the
For
residential
original
ones. Yeah.
installation?
For the.
Cause I think I'm only paying 25
For backflow testing.
for the, every other year.
We need to know what you.
You said it was raised to 132 from what?
113.
Okay.
And again, it's because electric, the backflow, landscaping went down.
That's another thing, I mean, if you know something, you can use the backflow cheaper, we could consider it, I mean, we just need to know about it.
It'll all go out, so they'll have a breakdown of everything. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and move forward, for our annual meeting. Can I get a call to order at 6:33 PM? Quorum for this meeting is homeowner membership. And today, in order to have quorum for this meeting, we would need 30% of homes here, and that would be 18. We would need to have present. We haven't received any proxies. With those signed in, we have 11 homes present. So we do not have quorum today of members to be able to hold the meeting.
Who's gonna call order, if anybody call order? And then we've established we don't have quorum by, in person or by proxy. We can adjourn, and if there's a few questions, I'm happy to stay and answer. Oh, we got an intent form?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's covered under that.
But you
No.
can't,
Yeah. Well, would they automatically, there's two seats.
Do they they've got a common style election in their documents?
No.
Why do they have them, somebody just submitted that form?
We sent it out with the mailer because there's still open seats, you know? Yeah, well, an intent form, yeah, one person put an intent form.
Can you guys hear what they're saying?
Nope.
I understand that.
We're talking about the forms that everybody got if you wanted to be on the board. And Barb had submitted one, and we're trying to determine with the lawyers whether or not, since we don't have a quorum, to vote whether, how our documents work.
The annual part can though be adjourned, there's
Yes.
not quorum for this, so regardless of what the outcome is for that, the membership meeting isn't gonna happen. So we can get a motion to adjourn that, it is 6:35, anybody?
Yep,
Motion?
I will.
Okay, and while they look at that, I'm happy to answer, or we can answer some questions.
People do have questions.
Okay, I can start here.
Yes, I think you both have been involved in a situation that I've had going since latter part of last year, where my grass in the front just totally just died. And I've been trying to find out what was killing it. And twice people have came and sent pictures to different people, and I talked to both of them, but they don't seem to communicate within themselves. I believe it was you that came and made the pictures, sent it out saying, you got to take care of this problem. And I'd already discussed it with, I believe you.
Correct.
Saying, you know, I'm not going to spend money, I just spent $5,000
Yes, sir.
just to do the front of my yard now. To try to get this problem, to cover the problem up. And if y'all can't communicate.
What's your name?
George Blessed.
Okay, my name is Jordan Washington, I'm the head of the CAM department at Southwest. I'm not your CAM, I've never been inside of your community. Stacy is your CAM, so she's who would do
Well, it was
your
two different
inspection.
people, I know.
I understand that, sometimes the manager of your association does change from time to time. I think you've had two this year, Stacy is one of them, the other was Shalomi, he departed from Southwest in March.
No, it was women.
I can't tell you who it was, Stacy's the only other person that's been involved, so, but if you communicated that with her about your account, with the violation, I mean,
I
are you
did.
waiting for your phone to
And I
get?
kept getting letters. And it seems like I shouldn't, once I stated the problem, that should have stopped it, because
Yes, sir.
I had explained to you, I'm not gonna spend what I just spent till I figure out what the problem is.
I understand.
Or have somebody that's knowledgeable.
No, I understand, and the account's been updated accordingly on that one, because you're the corner, correct?
Yeah, I'm in
of
the
loop?
circle.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the account's been updated accordingly with the notes and everything that you sent over with me
Well,
as well.
after I had talked to you originally, somebody had sent a follow-up to that.
Okay, I
And
understand.
I didn't appreciate it, because when I called them up, they said, you know, whatever they said, I don't even remember. But, you know, that's gone, it's taken care of.
Yeah.
Thankfully, y'all didn't make me do the backyard.
No, sir. Well, I appreciate you letting us know. I mean, the account's been updated.
That's a prime
Everything.
example, if you tell them that, from here on out, we're gonna make sure, you know, if you have an issue, you have plugs or whatever,
Well,
you don't know what's going on.
I've had an issue with the board, because
Well,
when I first moved in there, we owned the house, but we didn't own the house. Because when it was purchased, it was under an estate. So I didn't know what was going on, because I wasn't involved in the estate, because it was my wife and her sister. And I didn't know when these quarterly payments were due. But when I got changed out from under the trust back to where me and my wife owned the house, we weren't renters in the house, having to pay renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, and all of that. I didn't know when it was due, and I was late in the January payment. And then I got late in the next one, because I didn't know when, and I called up and I said, because they immediately put a fine on there, or charge or whatever, I think it was $15. And I said, I don't mind paying the thing, but I don't think I should be assessed, I think the board should write off the $15. Because and they didn't write it off. Then I had another one where I owed 83 cents, and they wouldn't even write 83 cents off. That's kind of dumb. you know? So I just wanna let you know that, you know, you're on the board, you need to think about compassion at sometimes and why people say what they say.
Well, that's what Ruth was saying, we rarely hear from anybody that has a problem.
I don't even know who the board was.
Well,
Okay,
Well,
I did not know at that time who the board was.
when are we talking about? When was this?
Well, it's been a couple of years now. Okay, because now I wrote a note and stuck it on my computer, so I know in January or whatever, and they're due, so I can have them paid by then.
No,
is there a thing on the website that they can?
So what I would suggest, and I'll end with this and then we can move on, cause I know there's other questions. We do send out, you get a copy of the budget and then you get a statement or coupon.
That's the first time I've ever got a statement of when that payment was due.
Okay, I
I
don't
got
know.
a bill
Okay,
saying, did
sir,
you owe us?
I
No.
understand, you just explained a situation that I'm not very clear about the home being in another estate in someone else's name. I don't know what that situation was, and it sounded like it was your wife and her sister, so maybe they got something, I'm not sure. Our process is that we send out the budget in the, coupon or statement. I'm not sure what you guys get. Okay, you guys get a statement, before January, okay? If you are concerned about your mailing address, your email on file, your phone number, any of your contact information, leave it with Stacy. We can update our account, or your account, to make sure that when we send everything out, it's going to the correct place.
It's going to the correct place.
Great.
What I said was,
I
they
understand.
didn't send a coupon out for January, so I was unaware of
He's
that.
Southwest, that guy's
I was
Southwest,
unaware
she's
of the next one
Southwest.
that followed that.
She's a board member,
Understood.
he's board member, she's
Any
a
other
board member.
questions here this?
Yeah, can we get Stacy's contact or someone's contact to have
Right
direct
there.
contact with, I guess, you guys?
Yes, Stacy can provide you with that before you leave.
It's on the website, right?
The website's really hard to figure out, and I'm pretty savvy with technology, so, and I can't find it. I also cannot find, the information that has to do with the governing laws, what things we need to do, what we're not allowed to do, I cannot
They're in
find
there,
it.
they're buried.
I've clicked on every single link on there.
It's there.
Just dig.
It's
Very hidden.
So,
Okay.
let me, get with Stacy. The next meeting, which can be done virtually, and we can appoint Barbara, I'm happy to join and maybe walk everyone through the portal. It really isn't difficult. I don't know if you're on the Southwest website and not the actual portal where you log in, but there's only so many places you can click, and there's a community tab, and then there's drop down for documents, and everything is there, including homeowner financials. So if maybe that's a problem with the
mobile version
community, I'm
doesn't
happy to
have that.
walk everyone through that and make sure you're being directed to the right place. But get with Stacy before you leave, so she can assist you further.
Is there any way we could put a brief step-by-step in the mailer? Just like a little screenshot, click here.
We have one for how to make a payment, because there's different options. There's one-time payments and there's reoccurring, so we do have one for that we can put in the mailer. If you're talking about
You know, like,
getting set up on the portal itself,
yeah, like I do with my text, when they got a new program, they have to like, send them like step-by-step, screenshot, click here, click here, click here. I don't know if that would be an option, if it would be too complicated.
I can definitely look into putting something like that together for you guys. Yes, sir.
So I think it was mentioned we haven't really had quorum here for many years?
Over
at
20
least.
years.
I'm trying to figure out like, so what we're doing now is obviously not working for us to get a quorum, right? So I know we have the sign in the front, we have mailers that go out, or maybe it's not enough time, I don't know. Do we have an option to maybe do like a virtual meeting, or I'm just trying to figure out a way to make it more accessible to people so that we can get quorum at a certain point, and we can really make a difference, or, you know, have ideas, or brainstorm, or get things done. And if what we're doing for the last 20 years is not working, we gotta, I'm just trying to see what other options do we have at our disposal to try to reach that quorum.
So annual meetings have to be done in person. That's why we're here today. Otherwise, they can be done virtually for convenience. It'd be nice to be able to have an annual meeting done virtually, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. Not because we don't want it to, but because that's how statute is written. So that's what we have to abide by. Your documents lay out the notification process when it comes to the annual meeting, and we'll say 14 days before the meeting, the mailer has to be sent out, not in your hand, but sent out. We just follow whatever that is, but I do agree, if this isn't working, we are open, we work at the board's direction to whatever style of communication we need to do for the community to get more participation. We're happy to abide by that, within reason for what you guys can do, right? Having a virtual option at the annual meeting doesn't always work. Also, they wouldn't be counted, either are here in person or by proxy, so,
You could do, you could set up electronic voting, that's another option, but it's not, you know, it's fairly expensive. I mean, I think it's like somewhere between $500 and $1,000, right?
And usually they'll do it by door, and you would do something like that if you wanted to change your documents, have an amendment, which it would require majority owners to vote on something. So you would do something like that, but that'd be separate from a meeting.
But yeah, even just like, it doesn't need to be annual meeting or even like elections, just like some sort of general meeting where just we can get quorum and then we can actually have a discussion. Cause I know right now, look at me, people are here and you're really like not able to even listen to a lot of things or ideas or whatever because we don't have a quorum, so nothing's gonna get done anyways.
Well,
So that's,
we can get things done, that's why we're here listening, we can do stuff.
Okay.
If you need it done, we can do it.
well, no, I mean like just in general, because it seems like everyone's like, the goal here is get quorum, so we can actually come to, I don't know what the difference.
Everybody, it's like, it's a democracy, I mean, if y'all don't want me here, vote me out.
No, I
Enough,
have-
enough, I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the way America works.
And more people should be showing up to these
Yeah.
meetings, I agree.
Exactly.
And for the record, I'm not on either side of any of this, I've literally moved in a year ago, so I don't know what's going on, I don't really care, to be honest, I just want the neighborhood to look nice and nice decorations or whatever, so that's the only reason I'm here, so I don't know about all the rest of the stuff going on behind the scenes, I don't care. I just wanna be involved as much as I can without getting sued or anything like that, but just, you know, do what we can to like make the neighborhood nicer and figure things out
The best thing to do
together,
is,
that's it.
is talk to your neighbors when the meeting comes up and say, let's go get coffee before the meeting and we'll all go over there.
Yeah.
You know, just get people involved if they come, it's just one night a year.
Most of the decisions are board decisions, so going to the board meetings and sharing your ideas is actually very helpful, even if you can't get quorum at a membership meeting, to just show up to the board meeting is a way to get your voice heard as well.
You know, our communities doesn't have a lot to take care of, to be honest with you. I mean, we don't have a pool, we don't have security, we don't have a lot of stuff, but we do wanna keep it nice. And like we were saying, if you've got an issue with paying your bill, I've been lien before, and I've been here for 23 years, because I forgot to pay my bill, and I forgot to pay the notice, and I lost the other one. And I was a board member, and I still had to pay, that cost me like $500.
100%, I'm originally from Miami, where homeowner associations are 10, 50 times what they are now, so this is nothing. But yeah, you don't pay your bills, you get a lien on your house, it's just how it goes. You don't take care of your property, you get fines, you get warnings, you get whatever, you gotta take care of it.
And that's another.
Just where the world we live in, and then obviously, you know, where we can, like, there's little things here and there where, like he mentioned, he's trying to fix his grass, he's working on it. As long as he communicates with you that he's trying to work on it, give him some compassion, give him some leeway, and, you know, we work together on that. That's bottom line. I'm not here to attack you or go against you at all. I'm not on that side. Just letting you guys know.
100%.
So, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not here to attack nobody.
I'm just going.
My problem is,
Hold on
don't.
one, sir, hold on one second.
Okay.
Ladies, did you guys have anything? I didn't want to skip
I have a
over you.
quick question, because I've heard of people losing their homes over, you know.
Grass
who-
missing.
Who makes that decision? Who makes that decision to put a lien on and not have like complete communication with that person to find out what's going
I
on?
think that there's two different conversations happening here, and before we started, myself and the board spoke about sending out just a helpful information about the collection side of things. When you look up statute and everyone keeps using the word fines, statute is gonna tell you that that can't be done under certain provisions that the association has to abide by. So of course, if you're using the wrong terminology, you're gonna say that something isn't happening correctly. So we're talking about two different things. collections, which has to do directly with your association dues, that's the $113 a quarter you pay. If you don't pay that by your grace period, which I don't have that off the top of my head, it could be 10, 15, 30 days, statute calls for a notice of late assessment. There is a cost that comes with that. There's a hard cost for our company to process that per statute. Then there's also an association cost per your documents, and it could be interest and a late fee that gets tacked on if you don't pay by that grace period date. That process is outlined in statute. That's what we're gonna send out. The other side of what everyone is talking about, which pertains to violations, which is where you would use the terminology, I got a fine, which would have a finding committee, that would be 3 people not on the board, that reviews violations. There's a whole process that goes through that. There's a hearing that happens. That's what a fine would be. That's not what this is. If you go further enough in the collection process of not paying your dues, yes, eventually you get a lien put on, you get an intent to foreclose, and you possibly would be turned over to the attorney, and a foreclosure process would happen if you do not pay your association dues to Pineloch Association. The violations is something completely different, like not, mowing your lawn or having weeds in your plant beds, or, you need to paint your house, or maybe you did paint your house but you didn't get approval for it by the architectural committee. That would be something separate.
So who decide, where's the list of what the fees are? Who determines how much, where is that? How do we know that painting our house without approval,
You don't
we
have a
get,
finding committee, that's what
so
you're
we
saying.
don't,
There's
so.
no finding committee for violation-related items. There's no fines related to receiving a violation on your home.
So nobody's gotten a fine for anything here? At all?
Not for a violation.
Not for a violation,
For
maybe I'm not
non-payment.
explaining properly.
Okay, so
Clearly.
to issue fines, you have to have a whole separate committee under the statute, which you previously touched on. It requires you to have a certain amount of members that aren't board members or family members of board members. This is completely separate from collections process. Fines would be assessed for violations on properties.
Right,
So
and that's what I'm
He's talking
talking
like
about.
The charge from.
Fines, if you're fined for doing something, for having grass missing and you get a notice, you don't correct it, you get another notice, then what happens?
We don't fine for that.
There's no
We don't
fine.
fine. So what is,
So eventually, in that violation process, usually you get 3 letters.
yeah,
And then the board would review and decide at that point what they wanna do. There's no finding committee, so
oh,
most of the time it would
So how
be
do
turned
you-
over to the attorney for further enforcement.
so nobody's gotten a fine?
I have.
Who's gotten a fine?
And I'm paid, the thing I was trying to explain to them is that I paid for, yes, I probably missed one payment, but I turned around and
That's
paid in
separate.
full.
Yeah, that's,
But then I turned around, I had the grass issue, y'all kept
We all have
sending
grass
me for the
issues.
grass problem.
Yeah.
And
Florida
then they
has
sent me a letter
grass
talking about go to court, over the grass.
Yeah.
Then I spoke to
Which will
her
happen if
directly,
you do not
and I
rectify the
told her,
violation, but that's
that
not.
I was
okay,
not-
but that's,
That's what we
that was
talked
my
about.
question. I said, you get a notice, you send another one, then what? And you,
And then I said-
and you said that we're not set up for that.
No,
Yeah.
I said you're not set up for a finding committee, but usually after the 3 letters, the board can make a decision to then turn it over to the attorney for further covenant enforcement.
Which attorney?
Your association attorney.
But are you not with Southwest Property Management and not Pineloch? Aren't we separate entities? The board is separate from you guys?
Yes.
Correct.
We're
And
resident.
right, but you guys are the board, the members,
We
right?
don't make that decision
They-
at Southwest, that's the board's decision to make.
So it's them,
So if
correct?
you're making
It's-
the board-
it's
the board-
these-
the board is
these
not
three.
fine, everybody.
But my concern here is that you guys are filling up more space in the table right now than our actual board members. It feels like you guys are doing
Running the
this
show.
meeting,
Yes.
not our board.
So-
And we, hold on.
Okay.
We want to be able to communicate with our board members who make these decisions. not you, and not you. We wanna talk to them.
Which is fine, go right ahead. I'm stepping in to assist with the processes. I do this for a living, they are volunteers. So
But they've
our
been
job-
volunteering
our job is to
for
support-
years.
Our job is to support the board. They may not know all of the processes and statutes, you're not required to, you're volunteers. So you're welcome to ask the board any questions that you want. They can answer these questions as well. I'm interjecting to assist with that, but.
I get people asking me questions all the time, it's nothing to do from outside. I mean,
So how does somebody get a lien on their house if they don't even get any fines then? I guess I'm kind of like
That's for
not understanding.
non-payment. She's saying for non-payment.
You're talking about the
HOAs.
quarterly,
Okay,
you're talking
but
about the
if you
quarterly
pay
HOAs.
Yeah.
But people still
So-
pay those and they still get, these little fines for whether their grass is missing or the lien notices about
No,
the grass.
no, they're not fines, they're just
Just
notices.
validating.
So that's
Yeah.
all you're doing is notices only.
Yeah, they're saying.
It is
Yeah.
confusing, you're right, it is completely confusing
No, it's
because
not
I've heard
confusing.
to me it is, and I'll tell you why, because somebody lost their home.
Who?
They-
I've never heard of anybody losing their home.
Somebody's home went into
Nobody ever
foreclosure.
foreclosed on a home in Pineloch, ever.
Because I think
Nobody's home went into foreclosure.
I didn't say that. Nobody's ever gotten their home
But that's what I asked. That to me that's pretty damn close to losing your home is when you put it in foreclosure, right?
We didn't even get that
No.
far with the situation, yeah.
A lien is not a foreclosure.
if it does go to foreclosure, the mortgage
But it can
company
end there,
pays.
right, it can end in a foreclosure.
If don't
Because
pay
you
the
even
fines,
mentioned that.
or, I mean, sorry,
If
your
you-
fees, yeah.
If you don't pay
Got me
your
saying that.
quarterly assessment, yes, there
Okay.
is
Can
a
I ask you a
process
question
that
about
is
that?
outlined in statute, Florida statute, that does ultimately lead up to foreclosure. That's not a fine, that has nothing to do with a violation.
Well, my
They
question
lean-
is-
Lean against the title, and when the property's sold, they get their money. Instead of foreclosing on their property.
Well, I mean,
What if they,
I mean, but then what if everyone did that? Then
Yeah.
the association has no money.
well, not only that, but the lien expires at some point. So
60
that's not
days is there.
necessarily correct.
I don't know the law.
It's
I'm
5
just
years.
saying,
And
you
after
know,
5 years,
I
it
hear people
expires.
say, oh, well, I've had a lien put on my property, and when they sold it, they got the money back. And the county is very good at keeping the lien on your property.
Yeah, that's usually a construction lien or some kind of other business related.
There's been a lot of misinformation around that, someone losing their home that was good before my time, that they were foreclosed on and they lost their home. That did not happen, as far as I know. And Barb's been here since they built.
There was no foreclosure proceedings or anything?
With that,
There was no foreclosure proceedings on that person's home?
No. Nobody wants to.
No,
take anybody's
I'm asking. I'm asking.
I don't know either. You know, you need to keep in mind.
That's
too,
I'm asking them. They're the board. They have the receipts, right?
But that's why everybody's here, because y'all are
Yeah.
so aggressive, they ask
They
for
have to
help.
raise the dues on everybody.
Yeah, when people are being harassed, yeah, by a property management company that we pay for. Yeah, the property management company is running all of this. They do all of it.
I had a question was, if I spoke to her, I know who I spoke to. I told her that I was gonna pay the bill on the phone. The same day I talked to her, I got off the phone, paid my fine, paid my dues. They still haven't went to the court yet, or whatever you wanna call it. And then a couple of weeks later, a gentleman's at my door trying to serve me a paper while I'm at work over the same thing that I done spoke to the lady about. I told her I would take care of the problem. She said, okay, once you take care, it'll be over with. I did, but guess what? You're still coming after me. The papers are here to prove. I'm not sitting here lying or making up a story. They're still knocking at my door trying to serve me papers to pay something that I already paid for. That's what I want to know. And the only person who can sign off on that is the president, because I know that.
That's not.
He told them to keep doing it though.
So-
You gotta you have to
I'm
have a
gonna interject
meeting
again.
and talk
because,
amongst each
again,
other for him to
We
go
do
ahead
this
and
as
keep.
a living, they're just volunteers.
I
There is a-
understand that,
So there,
but
hold on, there is a process, you just got done saying fines and fees, again, two different things, we're starting to
Okay,
confuse
whatever
people.
you wanna call
And I
it.
wanna make sure that we're all on the same page here, fines, you guys don't have a finding committee, so that didn't happen.
Well, then,
Something for,
the mortgage
sir,
payment.
That's what I'm
one
so
second,
confused. Like,
there has been a
who's,
lot of
who's being
misinformation.
fined?
People are closed-minded to
Why are
hearing
we
from the
getting
board
notices?
and the
We're not
management
being
company.
fined.
I have no vested interest in this. I have a baby at home, that's 3 months, I'm ready to go. We have an officer here as well, but I know you guys wanna go as well, it's freezing outside. If you guys aren't gonna be open to hearing how things actually are, not because we're making it up or the board, but that's how statute is, then I don't think we should continue the conversation, we're just going round and round. Fines are one thing,
I
fees
think
are
we're trying to
another.
clear everything up because we're being told a lot of things and there's different I don't know why you keep interrupting me, but don't. Listen, I'm just trying to find out what's going on, what's with the money, what's happening, why are people losing their homes, why are people being fined for things? You know what? But I get that. I'm just saying we're trying to find things out. So that's why everybody's here. That's why everybody came. It's because we're trying to figure everything out. What's happening?
And
I don't know how many times we have to tell you, we haven't done that, that hasn't happened.
Okay, this is the first time I've been here, so don't do that.
No, I'm okay for you to answer those questions. I'm happy to answer them to the best of my
Exactly.
ability.
You're the only one.
You're the only one that's been open and receptive and trying to explain everything,
Yes,
even what
you
they're
are.
saying.
But that's why we asked for the lawyers to be here and Jordan to be here.
Right.
In case there were technical, it's called them technical questions.
Right.
See,
Legal
our
stuff,
job-
yeah.
Can I just explain something the way that I see it, okay? Everyone talks about the association, the board, and the management company. Those are 3 different things.
Right.
Okay? As a board member, I'm part of the association. The association is not this thing on its own. It's everybody in this room. It's a homeowners association. Everybody has skin in the game. You don't want somebody, what did I use that analogy, a refrigerator on your front lawn. You don't want that any more than I do.
Right.
Everybody here is the association. When people don't pay their dues, that's when the money goes up. That's when we have legal fee collections and legal fee general costs, all these costs that keep getting added up because people don't pay.
Right.
So it affects every single person in this room, so we're all part of this as volunteers. There are these statutes that, maybe statutes not the wrong word, what's the documents, what are those called, the rules?
Governing documents.
Governing documents. That's all we do, is we look at those when someone, whether it's a violation for not cutting their grass, or whether it's somebody who hasn't paid their dues, we just say, okay, what have we done in the past? We have to treat everybody fairly, everybody the same way. I don't wanna get, I have gotten notices for the algae that grows on your fence. I don't feel like I'm the only one who should get a notice for the algae that grows on my fence. But I feel like if the algae's growing on my fence and it looks like crap, yeah, I get a notice. And then but I think everybody wants to be treated the same and should be treated the same.
Yes.
And as volunteer board members, that's all we do. We just try to make sure that everybody's being treated the same. But I wanted to open up the dialogue here because there's so much confusion and misinformation, and I don't want it to be a place where people hate to live.
Right.
I don't wanna live there.
Exactly.
That's why I'm here. I don't wanna live in a place where people hate to live. I want you guys to feel like you can come to us, and if you're having a problem,
Yeah.
and your world explodes and you need help, we're all neighbors.
Right, and I think that's why a lot of us showed up here is to say like what we have problems with. I think everybody here has a problem right now, and I think that it would be in everybody's best interest to, voice their concerns, voice the issues, and figure out a solution without. I don't want to yell at nobody. I don't want to argue with anybody, but everybody's frustrated and we're just trying to explain that without being cut off, without being interrupted, and so let's just figure it out. I don't feel like we need attorneys or even a police officer here to do that. We shouldn't need that.
We shouldn't, but unfortunately, after the Facebook posts and everything going on, it was out of abundance of caution, correct?
So that's great, so I think I think a lot of this also too is just miscommunication or misunderstanding or what have you,
Yes,
because
yes.
I didn't know that either. I thought people were getting fined, so there's a difference between
That's
fines.
what I
There's a
thought.
difference
I'm
between
like,
fines.
somebody's
So
losing
there's-
their house over
There's
grass
a
missing?
difference, yeah, there's a difference between
Fines
fines.
for fox.
Yeah, there's a difference between fines and fees, so if you don't pay your homeowner association, you can get your house taken away, that happens
Yeah.
anywhere, it doesn't matter where you're at. The fines thing we can discuss, but again, trying to be involved, I was also part of that Zoom meeting that happened a couple months ago, and there was a lot of accusations thrown in that Zoom meeting, and I literally abstained from voting because I had said, whatever accusations you're causing or you're saying,
Yeah.
just show me proof.
Yeah.
I'll be on your side if you show me
Yeah.
proof. No proof is ever given. It was all hearsay. Ask this person. I was like, I don't want to get into drama and ask hearsay. I just want to see proof. If you're accusing somebody of stealing money, show me the proof.
Right.
And we'll go to bat. Let's go. No proof ever came about. So I'm like, okay. So they're doing their best as volunteers. They're doing what they're being told from the association company.
Right.
And I think we have like one party that's like, no, we heard that there's fines and people's houses are taken away, this and that. And they're like, none of that's ever happened. I think we need to just communicate, be out in the open.
Right.
Everybody, and it's just
Yeah.
like I feel like if you paid your dues and they're still coming after you, let me know, man. We'll go together.
Yeah,
I'll bring it
yeah.
back. We'll go to fight for you. I don't
Right.
care. You do what you gotta do. Like it's fine. But what I'm saying is like if nobody's getting their house taken away over their grass being too long, then all right, chill out. We'll get it figured out. I'll go cut your damn lawn. I'll give it like let's figure it out together. But like I feel like from the minute this meeting started, it was just like. I'm in the middle too, so I'm like, holy shit, everybody just chill out. Like,
This guy behind me, and they wanted to bump his, they should have did that outside.
I agree.
Then leave that out
And-
there
and-
instead of bringing it in and trying to battle it.
And from what I'm hearing, like he tried to go the correct route with lawsuits and this and that, and everything got dismissed. So in my mind, what he accused them of, since it got dismissed, never happened if it got dismissed. So it's like, okay, well now let's get back to the matter at hand, and I don't want to be any more rumors and they did like it got dismissed. We're all on here, so.
I agree with
No,
you.
as far as that lawsuit's concerned, I probably shouldn't say anything, but should I?
Yeah, no,
But it's not as clear cut as you think it is.
Oh, probably not. I really don't want to get involved in
everybody
it.
should go on and look at the court documents.
Go on the Lake
look
County
at it yourself.
website and pull it up.
All
It's right
public
there, you
record.
can read everything.
Yeah.
Well, my thing, we even said it right here, like, look, we're on, like, again, you guys are volunteers, like, we're on the side of the board, and if they have proof of something, show it to us, and then we'll have an opinion, but there was no proof ever given, it's like, okay, so until that's given, I'm on the side of the board, we wanna work on the community, like, okay, all that other noise, go away with it,
We don't
that's it.
have access to the bank accounts like that.
And even if we did, I think you have to be transparent with the rules and everything anyway, so it's like, just let it go. But, again, my main concern is just, let's get a quorum, let's get more people involved so we can get actual progress done, as opposed to everybody battling each other and fighting each other and arguing, it's like, these meetings, I feel like I'm back in middle school, I wanna get back to getting progress done.
You guys, we have 2 open boards.
I thought about it, but then I heard about you guys getting sued, I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna abstain from that.
Are there any other questions?
And hold on, this gentleman in the back in the red, if you have questions about your case, it sounds like you're saying you think there's some misunderstanding going on with your case. You need to speak with this gentleman
I tried to.
right here.
I called
after the
him
meeting.
multiple times.
Yeah,
That way you know something, my niece works at HOA, she called for me too, on my behalf, I gave her my behalf, and they keep on telling, they don't wanna talk to us.
We can talk at the end.
Huh?
We can
Yeah.
talk at the
I
end.
talked to
You
your
guys-
secretary.
You guys should talk after the meeting.
Oh, you
Try
wanna
to
talk
get it
at the
cleared
end?
up.
Oh, okay.
Because if what
Okay,
you're
that's
saying
fine.
is true,
I'll talk to
and you
you.
paid everything, then that.
I just wanna squash
But
this.
there's
Get
some
it over.
misunderstanding going on there, so you guys need to talk, okay?
That's fine,
Okay.
that's fine with me, I'll talk to you again.
Yeah.
Anything festering.
I just wanna get to the issue.
Were there any other questions about your association or processes or?
Send out the information, we're gonna send out a budget and all that. You could put the board telephone number there.
No, I'm not gonna share their personal information, unfortunately.
Also, I don't know where they live, I could go down there and tell
Well,
them.
when you post something on the, she goes to everybody, I'll see it, look, see it, it's in the email. I swear to God, we read it.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments, concerns that we can answer? All right, yes,
real quick, if hypothetically, we wanted to go back to our original covenants without Southwest, being involved in that, is that something that we could do?
I don't
think we need
So,
I know that we need a quorum, but if we wanted to remove Southwest, because I mean, we have such a small community, I feel like we could, manage
I just
it.
wanna stop because
Right.
there's wrong terminology being used, I don't wanna confuse. There's no quorum of the membership that's required. We are, like any other vendor, there's a contract
Mm-hmm.
that has a termination clause, like any other vendor, that has to be followed.
Right,
So
that's why I
if-
was asking them,
so if
because
the board-
they hired you guys, right? They chose you guys, the
Right.
board did.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking the board if there's like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
if there's a way that we can, if we can, like, maybe if we all could have a conversation about potentially like self-managing our own, it's such a small
Well, we talk
community.
about that because
We
in
did
part
that,
two-
and it's a 24-hour job for board members.
Right.
Who's gonna do it? Like,
Somebody has to do the
And
tax.
do you want everybody mailing their checks, their dues to you?
You have to do
No,
that.
I mean, I feel like
It would
we
have to
could,
go to somebody.
would we, right,
did that
but
in the
wouldn't we
beginning.
be able to do that with our board and not with?
No.
Well,
We did
maybe
that
they
in the
change the
beginning.
company, I don't know about
We
like
could-
not
can we
having
change
a
the
company, but
company,
if you wanna change the
Yeah.
board to
Yeah,
another.
I mean, it's
company.
just-
Yeah,
It-
like maybe changing to another company.
The
Why?
reason why,
Huh?
the reason why is because I read the covenants and it said like, if somebody has an issue with their landscaping, right, that what we're supposed to do, or if there's any violations, that what the board is supposed to do is fix that issue if they don't fix it themselves, and then you give them the bill basically, and they have to pay that bill. Is that in the covenants though? That's the covenants.
No, I don't think so.
That's in the covenants though, that's published.
When we first started this, we tried to manage it ourselves.
Right.
There was 5 of us. Alright, and we couldn't do it. It was a full-time job for 5 people. 'Cause
And
you have to
people,
do taxes, you have to do all the legal stuff, you have to do all the filings with the state, you have to do everything.
And how much do we pay Southwest for that?
It's in the budget.
it's in the budget.
Right,
I can tell you
I don't
right now,
have
the
that.
management fees.
Yeah.
We're budgeting $10,200
A year?
a year.
Okay.
I just like to say one thing, somebody makes this under HOAs, it worries me.
Well, your opinion is very biased because you work for a property management company that I'm talking about. I'm just saying
He's our attorney, he's, this fellow right here, I'm sorry.
is not affiliated with Southwest.
No.
Right,
No, I'm not
you.
Southwest.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's our
See,
attorney.
I didn't
I thought all
even
you
know.
guys were-
I thought all of you were just Southwest.
But
But
I would
that's-
say it's, I hate to use this term, don't hate me, but it's almost like unnecessary, well, you have to
Right.
have a management company.
Okay.
Because no one has time for this, and this is honestly where you see these crazy articles come out, we're at our $100,000
Yeah.
Because then you have to mail all your checks as an individual person, and you have to rely on that person.
Right.
to make
No, and that does make sense. It does make sense to have all of those components. You can't do it with you four, obviously.
To have the state take over, and you
If
don't
we
want that.
send, if we send people in to fix an issue, let's say somebody didn't mow their grass, and we paid, let's say somebody $100 to go mow their grass, and try to send the bill to that, how do you think they're gonna feel if already people are getting upset because they're not paying their assessments and they're getting fined?
Right.
Like, I can't even imagine what that.
I mean,
would be.
I genuinely don't expect any of our neighbors to like go do somebody's yard work and charge them for it. I
That's
don't
sad,
see that
right?
happening,
Isn't that
but
sad?
that's just, when I read the covenants, like to see what, which part of the covenant did I break, and so I read that, I read that and I was like, wait a second, that's what we're supposed to be doing? Like, they're supposed to come and be like, hey, if you don't
It's
fix
an
this, I'm gonna do it.
That was written in
It's a pretty
2000.
dangerous option sometimes. There was an HOA down in South
Oh, no,
Florida
for sure. If you tried to
where
fix my fence and then my dog
There was
bit
an
you,
HOA
you know.
down in South Florida where they sent somebody on the property to mow the
Uh-huh.
lawn and the person got shot by the homeowner.
Yeah,
So it's not.
it is
it's-
Florida.
Lawyers that practice in this area, like, do not typically recommend that.
Yeah,
self-help
no,
option.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm just saying because it's so small. We have such a tiny neighborhood and it's like, what are we paying for?
I know,
Because
there's no benefits.
yeah, it's like
No.
we don't have any benefits. Our common area has dog shit all over it.
Well, that's the
You know.
residents.
Oh, I know. But I mean, we could like maybe talk about putting in like a dog poop thing right there.
Yeah, they did talk about that.
Last year we did. I remember somebody brought it up. I don't know whatever happened with
We
it.
could bring it up again.
Everybody
The problem is
in the neighborhood would have
why,
to pay.
I don't own an animal, why should I pay for your dog?
That's true. That's true.
That's, I think, where we left it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not fair because of 2-3 people that are unable to clean up with their dog.
Right.
Yeah,
We all
that's
have
true.
to, like, raise
But
our
can I
fees.
just make one
Yeah.
point about self-managing?
Mhm.
When I first moved into the neighborhood, the houses were 2 years old. And of course, I didn't know anybody. My first introduction to the neighborhood was the neighbor across the street from me. Their house was vandalized twice because they were the ones collecting the dues as a self-managing community. And
Really?
somebody had an issue with them about paying their dues, whatever the dues were at that time. And their house was vandalized twice. They spray painted all over the place. So that's
I think everybody has cameras
a
now. though.
deterrent, yeah, well, that's still a deterrent though.
Yeah,
Who wants to
I mean, yeah,
volunteer to be that
nobody,
person to
I
collect
guess
the
nobody
money?
really wants to do it.
No, it's a full-time job. They have a whole team of people doing that for us.
So could I have you guys like maybe address some of the accusations that he is claiming?
Sure, I don't have
Just-
a problem, I want this all up.
Yeah, no, just, I mean, just, what are the accusations that you guys feel are unfair and a complete lie?
The fact that he said that we have stolen money, we don't even have access to the bank.
And you guys don't have any access to the money, to the funds, to anything? Okay. Casey.
So yeah, that's a lie.
Okay.
That we selectively enforce, that's another
Yeah.
lie. In fact, I'm adamant about being fair.
I requested facts on that.
On what?
I requested the facts on that, cause I was
Oh.
also on that call, and
Yeah.
I requested
Yeah.
to give me the facts.
Yes, no, and I remember
was
both of
like,
you being
this
like,
is
hold
all
on a
hearsay.
second, yeah.
What else has been said though, cause I didn't listen to any
They
of it. Like,
recorded it and you guys were
I'm
excluded.
Yeah,
On
I don't
purpose.
wanna
We
listen
listened
to
to
it
it.
on purpose, and then we were told, you know,
Right.
and people complained that we didn't show up, but we were excluded. on
Yeah, I
purpose.
thought that you guys were invited to it.
No, they were excluded, they
No,
selected
it was,
not
they
to
didn't,
go
they
to
didn't,
the
they didn't
door.
wanna, yeah, they didn't,
Okay.
I remember they were
And
going to the door
honestly,
too.
everything has to be mailed. For a meeting, you have to mail a notice to all members
Right.
if you're gonna get a meeting. So whatever that was, it was not any kind of meeting that would be recognized. in
Yeah,
the
it was
past.
more of like a
But what else, any
post.
other, for the record, I requested facts, he sent me assumptions.
Okay,
That's what I
yeah,
requested.
yeah,
Cause I
and
was like,
that's,
what
that-
you just said, like it keeps going up, but what are they using the funds
well,
for?
and
So
I'm
it was
being
all
told there's like $100,000 missing, and I'm like,
Oh.
how is there that much money just
When- that's
missing?
exactly why-
That can't happen.
He threw out this math that he did on Facebook that, you know, if over all the 20 years and
We all paid
113,
which we
a
did.
quarter, then we should have X amount of money, and we don't, but he never
The non-payments?
Well, he never took out the
cost of running the
expenses.
association.
You know, our budget, the expenses, that's 30 grand this year, everything all included. If you look at the budget when it gets mailed to you.
Right.
So you figure every year, there's money being
Taken out.
deducted, and he never addressed that part of it. You know, you have your income, but then you have your expenses. He never listed
Right.
expenses. He said that, well, you know, we should have all this money. And then to Pete's point, or Ava's point, that dues weren't $113 a quarter back then.
No.
Right, no, she just said it was like $50 or something.
So there isn't money missing,
Yeah.
and you can.
Every year it goes up,
The
and so,
documents, correct?
the budget, the
No,
budget.
it hasn't gone up since I've been here.
The last time was like 2 years ago, because that was my thing. I joined the board for the sole purpose of keeping the budget.
The budget, yeah.
You know, the fees as low as possible. That was my
Right.
only goal. And this was the first time, I think, in 2 years that we had to raise it. And again, we went over the whys. It was, you know, the electric, it was a whole bunch of stuff that went up, that's
gonna
out
go
of our
up?
control, by $2,000. But the landscaping company, somebody had an issue with the new landscaping company that took over our previous guy.
Yeah, I don't
It
like
wasn't our decision. They did that, but the landscaping is going down, right? People were
Yeah.
yelling, oh, why weren't we talking?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually
Yeah,
going down this year.
I know the owner of that landscaping company personally, and he
Oh,
told
yeah?
me himself that he is the most expensive landscaper in Claremont.
Right, he just
And I was
bought the
like,
guy's book of business. The
right,
guy who
right,
was
exactly.
before.
No,
So there was
he
no-
does that. He buys businesses and takes those clients
And
on, yeah, and
my
finishes
fear
them
was
out.
that he was gonna raise it so much that we would have to go out. And
Mhm.
when I first joined I went out and tried to RFP for different
Yeah.
types of landscapers. Not even close to what we were paying, right? Way over. Even BJ,
Yeah.
who's one of the cheapest guys that we
No,
use in
they're
the neighborhood,
expensive, yeah.
He's much more than what we're paying here, so that's kind of what we.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all have like a landscaper friend, so we'd be able to get a pretty good,
And yet it's
you know,
never done
deal.
right, is it?
Yeah.
Is it first, just learn your business stuff. So I had a quick
I
question,
have a
so and
few,
again,
yeah.
I apologize to the management company ahead of time.
No,
but
she
if-
just said it's going
So
down.
one of the things that was brought up on that
Because
Zoom
they
meeting
got-
that
they
wasn't
got a
official, what
different
have you,
one on that one.
is that maybe some of them are, some of the residents are not either happy with the property management company, or maybe they wanna explore elsewhere, so that's fine, again, I don't care, I'm staying. But if they aren't, if we have enough residents who aren't happy with the current management company in place, without reaching quorum, because obviously that's been a 20-year failure to try to get quorum, sorry, I didn't mean to failure, but anyways, how do we go about at least exploring or shopping around?
Like
as a
shopping
placing or
around
just
for
being
different
options?
ones.
Close your ears, I'm very sorry. I already did that. When I first, again, came into the neighborhood, we went out and I contacted 5 or 6 different management companies. Most of them wouldn't touch us because we were so small. And the one that did want to touch us was almost double what these guys are. So if you guys have anybody out there,
Right.
more than happy
Yeah.
to take a look at it.
Cool, that's my
With all
question.
due respect, right? I love you guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no offense to you guys.
I went through all the same
Listen to
Listen, we're here to support the board with the day-to-day operations of managing the association. You guys are in a portfolio. There are different levels of service that you guys can opt in with our company or any company. And I implore you guys to get bids, but we can tell you what's happening in this industry. There are a lot of big corporate giants buying out a lot of the other smaller, medium-sized management companies, and then not telling you guys that you're getting 3 bids from the same owner. We are solely owned by one owner. I work directly underneath her. I've been with the company for several years. I have no intention of going anywhere. My goal is to make sure that the association is following the rules that they need to, and that the board is getting the support that they need to. They don't have access to the bank account.
Your answer was perfect, you already went shopping 3 years ago.
During that meeting,
get
during
them
that
to
meeting
meet
that
you.
was recorded, was it known to you guys that a certain somebody would try to take control of our bank accounts currently as it stands right now?
Of course not.
Was anybody aware that somebody actually reached out to our bank and tried to take control of those funds?
No.
And just that-
No, why, I mean, that's illegal.
That did happen,
So,
somebody did do that, they reached out to the bank, told them that, I don't know what
They
they
were-
told them. Yeah, that we were illegal, that we were stealing, and that they had to give the accounts, and thankfully the bank called the management company and said, hey, we have this person trying to access the accounts.
Yeah, that's not legal, a bank can't
Correct,
just
but
hand
I'm
that
trying-
over,
I wanted,
but
like,
yeah.
transparency, like, I didn't go to
Yeah,
that meeting,
no.
I just wanted to know, did you guys
Right,
know, were you
but
on board
but
with
we're
that?
not we're also not being updated. Like we weren't told about the lawsuit or anything by you guys.
We
We're
don't
being
have to,
told by
and we should.
no, but it's not about not having to. Like you guys aren't obligated to, but out of like transparency, because it makes you guys look better if you're like, hey, we have this lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Like
We
it
were
just
told not to discuss it though.
right. Okay.
Yeah, and also looks like they're
Yeah.
kicking a horse when it's down, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
once
right.
everything
No,
got
I
dismissed,
get it.
They say, hey, he tried to sue us and it didn't go.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like rubbing in his face.
Go
than
look at
rubbing
that
in his
lawsuit though.
No, yeah.
See, I didn't
How
have
much
it in
they
me
were requesting.
to do that. My husband was dying.
Yeah.
And I got hit with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
By
That's
me.
not okay.
So, I'm sorry.
No, it's not you, it's not on you, and you know, that's not, but it's not your responsibility. As a board and as a management company, everybody should be working together, and our community is so small, and you guys are in it, you guys live in it. It's not that hard to communicate with us. It's really not that hard.
How come you've never been to any of the meetings before yourself?
Because I'm busy. I have 3 kids. You know, I work. I have a lot of things that I had going on, and
nobody
our notice is about a week, and most jobs aren't going to be like, oh, you need to be off at this time for an HOA meeting. Yeah, okay. You know, that's not a priority for
Along the
them.
lines of that, can we, I know that I think it's required, you said 60 days for it to be sent out, because I know we got ours, I think, a week before. Is there a way we can just extend that runway a little bit, just to have people
That's
plan?
for a condominium. You're talking about for the election?
No, just for the meeting,
letter,
just for the meeting,
notification.
It's a 14
days.
for a membership meeting.
Is it, and I know that might be the requirement, is there any way we can just say maybe 21 or a month, just so that people can plan ahead that she has 3 kids?
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody's, this way they have more of a runway to make.
Yeah,
plans.
can we do like a month or even like a 2-week notice? A 2-week
I
notice.
prefer a month for my schedule,
Yeah.
because I work 12-hour shifts, so, I can't,
Sorry, hold on. Can you say that again?
Florida statute and your bylaws often will have mandatory deadlines or timeframes. So there's one thing, if you don't have the statute in front of you, but there's one thing is you're not even allowed to mail up until a certain date. So most likely you're stuck with the dates that are in the bylaw, and anything that's on your bylaws has to be governed by the statute.
We have the 1 meeting a year, right? 1 meeting a year, and it's either in October or November, you can count on that.
Okay.
Do we know how, like, when does it, like, get locked up, like, planned?
Depends on the availability of the room, but we start planning about 2 weeks out, I think, or, sorry, 2 months out?
Yeah, about.
And you guys want.
And how do we call one? Like if a few of us
Well, he's
again
gonna check to see if we can
decide.
even do it, right? That's what he's saying, that statute might.
Well, he's saying for mailers, but I mean, like,
We could put the
Facebook
sign
group,
up.
what's that, or put the sign up for it, that's fine.
Yeah, the sign.
So let the billboard sign up.
Yeah, I could do that.
But yeah,
I think what needs to happen, after, later, Stacy can get with the board and set maybe the next board meeting, which owners are welcome to come to and hear the discussion. And then there's an open forum at the end, so if you have questions, comments, concerns, you can voice those there. That can be done virtually. It could be done virtually, you could call in on your phone, at home.
We pretty much quarterly meetings. We don't-
Yeah, so the board can set the date ahead of time, we can post it on the portal, we can email blast it. That's why I'm saying if you wanna confirm your information, I'd give it to Stacy, so she can update your account, so you get all that information. And then that should solve this, because if your documents are limited with the mailing notice, which is required, there's still other meetings that can be held. I would say this year is probably a little bit of an outlier because there has been a legal issue that's taken up majority of the year. And then amongst other things that have happened. But that's not normal occurrence. I think you guys meet, or try to meet semi-normally. So let's plan to set quarterly meetings and then we can post those on the portal. And then if they're already pre-booked on there, you guys can keep them. If not, we can move them and send out an email blast to everybody.
Just as soon as it's bugged, you can put in the sign up or just Facebook group or whatever, just so
We'll
we
figure it out.
plan.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We can.
That's another way to try to get quorum, you know?
So I have a question, what is our I know you mentioned it, what's our operating cost a year?
For next year, it'll be just over 30,000.
30,096.
Okay. And then how many houses do we have?
57.
So how much a year do we get from every house?
130.
And best case scenario, right? There's some people that haven't paid in a while, in a little bit.
So our operating cost is $30,000, but we obtain $132,000 a year.
No, your expenses and your income are matched, so the 136 times 4 times 57 is gonna be exactly what your expenses are. So the 30,000 that you're expensing is what you're bringing in. They should wash each other out. You're not, the association is nonprofit, you're not getting more income to your.
Yeah.
No, and that's fine. I wanted to clear it because that was one of the statements that was brought up, all the math.
All the math,
That
all
was
the extra
thrown out.
100,000 extra.
So
yeah.
that is clear.
They're gonna mail these out to everybody after the meeting.
Yeah, 132 times
Was
57
there
times 4 is
anything else that
30,000.
was said that anybody wants to ask?
I honestly just out of curiosity, who is it that like takes the pictures and sends the notices?
Stacy.
So that's okay.
It has nothing to do with any of us.
Right, because I think a lot of people have felt like it was like targeted, like only certain people. Like my neighbor next to me, Thor, he moved in. He had it as like a vacation home, I think, for a while. He lived in Chicago. He moved here. He never got one notice until he actually moved into that house. And he's like, they're relentless. That man goes out there, like, he puts seed down. He's like watering it all the time. Like at nighttime, he'll just go out there and water it. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, they keep sending me all these notices. They're going to fine me, and so that's why, the fines and everything. And so certain people feel like they're being targeted. That was my impression. I've felt like that sometimes because I'm like, why am I getting a notice for grass missing? And I drove around the neighborhood. I looked at every single person's grass. There was one house in our neighborhood that did not have any grass missing.
Temporarily.
One house. But so it was like, okay, if that's going to be a thing, if we're going to send, honestly, it's a waste of paper, to be honest, because you're not even finding these people. You're just telling them, hey,
Until the third time.
or the third time. But then it's not. It goes to a lawyer.
So,
Yeah.
kind of piggybacking on that, just for clarification for myself and everybody too, like, let's say everyone's paying their homeowner association on time, so not that part. But now somebody's grass is getting too long or paint, whatever.
I'm missing grass.
What's the process, or how many times do they get a notice before it goes to, I think you said litigation? 3 times, like, so once per month, or how often does that get sent out? How does that?
We're in the community once a month, and of course it depends if the person has reached out and asked for like an extension, or they told us that they have something going on, they're going on vacation, they're not able to take care of it. We wouldn't go back out the next month and then issue another violation if they've communicated with us. But we go out once a month. So hypothetically, it could be, 3 months, and then at that final letter, we turn it to the board and say, hey, this is what's going on. Sometimes the board knows of a situation that's happening and the owner just wasn't able to communicate with our office, or no one knows anything and the person's just getting the letters or not getting returned to us, and they're just not, doing what they need to do. At that point, then the board can move to turn it over to the attorney, and then Josh, you can speak to what you guys do. Usually, maybe they send a one last letter.
Yes, it doesn't just go straight to the litigation. We send a statute, under a statute, you have to send a mediation agreement beforehand, and in which, if they respond, we would mediation.
So they get 4 letters, technically.
Or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
And a simple phone call, if you have a problem fixing
So,
it, would.
that's what I was gonna say too, so like the next step, and this is probably a question for the board, is once it gets to that third notice, or maybe we can have like a committee or a person or something to just basically like knock on their door and just say, hey man, like, you need help with your grass, like, kind of merging the two ideas of like, we need a property management company, but they're saying like, oh, we could be neighborly with each other. It's like, can we merge those two ideas, like maybe once it gets to that level, we have somebody on the board or a committee or something where they knock on the door and say, you need help with your grass, let's work on it together, let's figure it out, or I'll communicate with the property management company and say, hey, you're trying, you're working, just something to kind of merge that too, so that it's not just papers, because I check my mail once a week. So if I get letters and I didn't even know I had this homeowner association, she's the one that told me about the homeowner association meeting today. So I know a lot of times just mailers can get like lost in the shuffle, or just like that extra step to be that neighborly, but also at the same time avoid all this.
Yeah, we try. I think there's been a couple of instances where we, like the basketball hoop thing, like, yeah, let's leave that, alone. We don't really need to go after people with the basketball hoops.
Good, sorry.
There's like 10 of us.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like, we are okay. We are okay with that.
I've been playing ball before you moved in there.
You play every night, and I tell him all the time, I go, dude, this guy's playing every day by himself, you can get out there, so.
I think it was what, last year or the year before that, where we're like, you know, yeah, let's just leave it because we want the kids out there.
Well, that's what I kind of felt like. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I do it for exercise. That's all I do it for.
Yeah, and that should be
So
fine.
when you give me a letter for it, I kind of felt like that was a slap in the face. Like, man, kids out here play every day ball.
Was this back in the day?
I just got it. I got a few of them. This
No,
last
they
year, I
changed
think it was.
This
Because
must
me
have
and
Yeah, they changed it.
This must have been before.
Aaron got one. Both of us got one.
Yeah, I'd be over
I think it was last year.
Maybe it was last year when we.
Because
I
me
know
and
we
Aaron
made a
got one
decision.
together, right back to back.
Yeah, it was
And I thought that was.
we determined that everybody wants to have a basketball
Yeah.
hoop, so we're not.
Yeah, just lay it down if it's gonna be a hurricane.
Oh, we know that.
We bring it in.
And the art committee, who's currently on the art committee? Who do we communicate with? Okay, so there's two people. Oh, you're on the art committee. Okay, cool. All right.
For all 19 years I've been here.
Oh, really? Okay. So
Yeah, and I say yes to
you got
everything, so
the
don't look at me
notice
as-
and
if I say
everything.
somebody got no, then don't look at me. 'cause
No,
I'm-
I just submitted it. I don't know how long it takes though.
It depends on.
It was like
how-
a week ago,
What?
2
I
weeks
mean,
ago.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
usually
No,
as
that was
soon
like,
as-
about 4
It was like 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say, it's usually pretty quick. I usually hit the button as fast as it shows up.
I think they both say submitted. I think we can look at it. It says, it would say,
She's looking at it.
the last I looked, it said just submitted for both of them.
I thought, because I'm the chair, so
Okay.
I did the final approval on it. And I can swear I took care of that.
That you did everything? Which one were
The
you?
dashboard.
There's two.
Windows?
Laura Ferrer here. You have to do it. For it's for the garage door and
Yeah,
the
to the
fence.
Yeah, we have to paint it because it's stained black. It's not, because we pressure wash and it didn't come off, so.
Is that it?
Yeah, we approved that. I know I approved that.
Just well, I want like a dark fence. I don't like the brown. It's ugly, and you can see the mold and all of that. Here, I'm pulling out our tracker, and I'll see if I have any. Yeah, I don't even know how to get to it on here. I only know how to do it on the computer. Community and oh, there it is. No, it just says to submit it.
Yeah.
Oh wait. It says tracking. Yep.
They're
Submitted.
Barb, they're both still saying submitted. They haven't been approved.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
She's just gonna hit
okay,
the button.
cool. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
That was